Hi friends, it's really good to see you guys today. I am Melissa. For anyone who is new with me today, joining this video, welcome. It's really good to have you guys here with me today. It is. And I'm going to just jump right in like I always do, because we don't have a lot of time, and I know time is a very, very precious commodity, and I don't want to waste yours or mine, but most importantly yours. But, I'm talking about teen grief, and I am a grieving mother, and we still have 2 teenagers at home, and our 2 youngest children, Noah and Sophia, were murdered 4.5 years ago. So that in itself is an awful sentence to say, and I tend to say it fast these days, just to try to get through it a little bit, I think, and then it makes me angry. And so that's the topic of today's video, teen anger. I'm seriously pissed off. That is how these teenagers feel in our household. My last video, I talked about sadness. Noah and Sophia are very important to our teenagers, not just mom and dad, okay? And now they're missing, they're gone. And so that's very sad, and our teens deserve the right to feel this natural and common emotion. Sadness is, and death. And teenagers experience that too. Well, they also experience anger, and sadness is one of the 2 most predominant emotions grieving people experience. And the other one is anger. Sadness and anger most definitely go hand in hand in grief. They do. And they'll be on the same hand some days too. Within the same day, you can wake up angry as heck, and by the middle of the day, feeling extremely sad as all gets out. And then back angry again, and then back sad again. So, and I talked about also, though, in my last video, that I can accept my teenagers. I can support them by accepting them in their sadness where they are. So the same concept goes into anger too, right? We can accept these teenagers where they are in their anger. I mean, it is natural to be angry, and they're pretty pissed off. I wrote down some things that teenagers have been thinking in their mind, grieving teenagers. And so, yeah, I'm going to just rattle off a few of them, These are some of the things that come out of their heart and in their minds as they are processing this death, this traumatic death. I don't understand. Why did this happen? Why you? Why this? Why now? Why me? Teenagers have why questions too, friends. They do. They do. And forgive me, got my notes for my grief brain. Another thought is, this wasn't my plan. Life isn't supposed to be this way. Why, Malik? Could I have done something? I mean, did you both really have to die? Yeah, I have that thought. I have that thought right along with these teenagers. Another thought is, all I have is questions, no answers. This is so confusing. My brain hurts. The more I try to understand it, the angrier and more frustrated I get. I hate this. This hurts. I'm angry. Everything irritates me now. I blow up at the smallest thing. I'm annoyed all the time. I'm either mad or sad. I can definitely relate to that one as well. Another thought is, this is stupid. Come back. Turn back time. I don't care what has to happen or who does it. Someone, somewhere, please make things like they were. I want my life back. I want you guys back. I cry a lot. I punch my pillows. I scream inside. I would love to hit something. Maybe I should go running. Yes, I should go running. Now. I'm mad at everyone and everything. I'm like a big ball of anger rolling downhill, picking up speed. I feel sorry for the people around me. I hate this. You know what? I'm pissed. Seriously pissed. I mean, this didn't have to happen, right? So why did it? I attacked my punching bag last night. That felt really good. My hands still hurt, even though I wore gloves. I'm ready to go at it again. Now. I could pound all day, maybe until my hands break. Honestly, I don't care. If it wasn't for the trouble I would get in, I would put my fist through the wall over and over and over again. Yeah, I can relate to that one too. The anger that we have inside towards Malik and what Malik did to Sophia and Noah and his father, what Malik has done to our whole family. We have a lot of anger towards that. Yeah. Another thought is I yell and then go stone cold silent. The anger scares me sometimes. I don't know what to do with it. Who took you? Malik? God? If so, I got issues with this. This is someone's fault? Malik, he caused this. He did this. I'm even pissed at you for leaving. Now that's a raw, real thought, isn't it? Another thought is I'm a smoldering volcano. The anger feels powerful. Part of it feels good. The power feels good. I felt so powerless lately. I've got to pull it together. My anger can make me stupid. We don't need anything else stupid right now. We've had enough stupid, more than enough. Another thought is time to go punch the bag again. I have to get this out. Somehow, some way. Yeah, friends, anger is a natural response to loss. Very much so. Very much so. You know, it's a natural and common grief emotion. But it's one we don't always get to display very well. And definitely not in the volume that I think we would like as grievers in our society. You know? So, you know, like I said, in fact, sadness and anger are the two main emotions we experience in our grief. And anger is powerful, and at times it is frightening. You know, most people have trouble managing this very tricky emotion and expressing it in healthy ways. Lord knows I do. We tend to move back and forth between stuffing and exploding. Yeah, I definitely do. And yeah, you know, stuffing leads to all kinds of mental, emotional, and physical distresses. I'm sure a lot of us know that, you know, stuffing that anger inside, it just becomes very distressful in our mind and our bodies. And then our emotions are acting out in all the other emotions, because the one we really want to be acting out in right now is anger. You know, so, and then on the other side, exploding can put us, our relationships, and other people in danger. So, excuse me, like the last video, the world doesn't like sadness. We want to see happy, smiling faces. And the world doesn't like anger. They don't want to see people walking around here exploding and just going off on everyone and everything. So we grievers, we want to, that's what we want to be doing. That's how we feel. But we're pretty keenly aware that it's not acceptable anywhere else, and too much exploding in anger in public might land us in jail or, you know, I mean, we seem to be kind of aware of the consequences that can come along with actively mourning in some really unhealthy ways. But yet it's there. And so we do, and we will. Yeah. You know, we got to acknowledge the anger when it comes. You know, that's what I've noticed about myself. I got to acknowledge the anger when it comes. And I need to be able to say to myself, I'm angry. I feel angry. And, you know, and I'm kind of helping my teenage daughter with that, you know, because, you know, sometimes, like she said, she'll just be very irritable and annoyed and angry. And she always says that. And she's like, and I don't know why. I don't know. Nothing's happened, or, you know, but it's grief. Yeah. You know, and identifying the trigger, you know, that's what I've kind of noted, like the why behind the anger. Like, I feel angry when I think about how you guys died, when I think about how in the manner in which Noah and Sophia died, that just makes me angry. Makes me very angry. And it makes these teenagers very angry too. And then, you know, they start fantasizing revenge against Malik, or things that they could do to Malik, or, you know, we've all played our turn in that thinking. Like, how would you like this, Malik? Should we do this to you? Should this be done to you? Kind of a thing, you know, because we're just so angry at the injustice that was done to Noah and Sophia. 7 years old and 5 years old, asleep, you know. So yeah, we need to be able to express and release the anger, of course, right? And you don't need me to tell you, oh, we got to find healthy ways. Yeah, good luck with that one. You know, we're all trying to find these healthy ways to express our anger in a society that says, shut the F up. We don't want to see all that anger, and we damn sure don't want to be seeing all this sadness. So, you know, the Lord definitely is holding my hand through that. And I definitely have taken my anger to God. I sure have, you know, and have let him know how angry I am. Yeah. And at times I can feel the Holy Spirit, you know, restraining me in my anger so I don't hurt the ones I really love and that are in my home and my friendships. You know, the teenage years, they're known for being just like full of dread and fear and anxiety, right, guys? You know, if you can remember your own teenage years, you know, all the physical hormonal changes, you know, the emotional, relational changes that occur, right, when we're teenagers. And though all of that stuff will often stir the already anxiety that they're going into dealing with in teenage life into anger. You know, it just spirals it right into anger. So they're angry about they're even angry about the changes in their life and the teenage changes, you know, and a lot of teenagers experience loss and trauma in their childhood, you know, so which unfortunately and sadly, it just fuels the anger, you know, and complicates their grief. You know, naturally so. Naturally so. A child who has to suffer abuse and trauma and loss, by the time they're a teenager, they're going to be pretty damn angry. Naturally so. So like I said, again, this is natural. Anger is natural. It is. They feel robbed and out of control. Our teenagers, the murders of Noah and Sophia have like catapulted their feelings of vulnerability and insecurity to a whole new level. A whole new level, friends. Okay? Like seriously, right? You know, it has literally catapulted their feelings to a whole new level. Their feelings of already being vulnerable and insecure as a teenager, naturally. So like, what did I say? Again, anger is going to be the natural result of that. Our teenagers are well aware that a lot of their teenagers in their lives aren't dealing with heavy grief. They can go to their homes and still see their siblings. They're not struggling with this senseless death and murders in their family. So they're keenly aware of a lot of that stuff. And that just makes them even more angry. Yeah. But the Lord told me, Melissa, you can make a difference. And so can you. You can make a difference in your teenager's life. We must keep believing that, believing it. You know, it's not an accident that these are our children. You know, so we can make a difference. Even though we're hurting and broken, trust the Lord knows what He's doing. I gotta trust that He knows what He's doing by placing me center in my teenager's life, even though I'm pretty broken and screwed up. You know, and I just have to keep holding on to the Lord to guide me in my parenting. You know? And the Lord just reminded me, you know, Melissa, just be aware that anger is a natural and common grief emotion. It is. You know, so the emotion itself is not negative. God made all these emotions for us. So the emotion anger itself is not negative. It's just basically, like we all probably already know, it's how we express it that's negative. So we can learn to be okay with grieving teenagers' anger. That's a newsflash, right? We can learn to be okay with it. Like I talked about in my other video, we can learn to be okay with their sadness. You know, if they allow you in, right? If the teenager allows you in, we can encourage them to get the anger out. You know, and we know our teenagers overall pretty well, and we can suggest some things to them that may be helpful for them to get their anger out, whether it's like, you know, heavy, hardcore exercise, punching bags, punching pillows, you know, whatever, all that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Yelling and screaming in a safe, private place. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then, of course, the other things like, you know, some kids aren't always teenagers need to get their anger out in so much aggressively, but they could do it more like with drawing, you know, writing in journals, drawing, painting. I mean, you know, whatever, guys. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. We just encourage the teenager to get the anger out. Yeah, you know. Of course, in my counseling sessions, my first year, my counselor had me put a chair, an empty chair, sitting right in front of me and pretend Malik was sitting right there and just go at it. You know, just go at it. And I was able to tell Malik how angry I was at him and just so on and so forth, which I have done with Malik. So yeah, that's an idea. No. Feels silly at first, especially since I was in a counseling office with a counselor watching me. But I've actually did it at home in the privacy of my home. And I felt more of a relief from that. Privately cussing Malik out. You know, and naturally, many teenagers, might be angry with God. You know, our teenagers are. We're a family of faith, and my teenagers, they're not really interested in talking to the Lord right now. They're not too interested in believing in Him anymore right now. They're very hurt by Him and very confused, you know, as knowing that and being taught that God is love, God is a good God, and then trying to reconcile, well, if you love somebody and care about them so much, why would you allow a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old to be murdered in their sleep? So this is common, okay, to be angry with God. It's common and it's natural, right? You know, and even though perhaps maybe some teenagers may not necessarily believe God caused this death, but they sure wonder why He didn't intervene and stop it. hell, I wonder why God didn't intervene and stop it. So I definitely am not looking at my teenagers sideways because they're struggling with their faith and pretty angry with God. It's like all of us inherently somehow know inside the buck stops with God, whether we really believe in him or not, right? Oh, it's that peace of God he placed inside of us because he made all of us in his image. So it's like somewhere inside of us, we know the buck stops with him. He is sovereign and in control. Yet he's not the author of evil. And that's all I know, friends. I can't begin to try to explain God any more than that, than what his word says. I just have to believe and trust, which is, not always very easy to do. Some days easier than others. And I just encourage my teens to express their anger directly to God. After all, if he really is God, right, and knows all things, then he already knows about their anger and what's going on in their hearts. And if he cares for them, he would surely want them to be real, authentic, expressing to him whatever they're thinking and feeling. He does. That I do know about the Lord. He does, So there was a teenager who wrote A Grieving Heart in one of my grieving books, and it's, of course, anonymous teen again, but the quote she wrote down was, "I let God have it. I mean, I ranted and raved. I felt so good afterward." And you know what? I actually feel like God heard me. And I feel closer to him now. Yeah, that's from a grieving teenager. Thirdly, I think we just need to be aware of our own reservoir of anger, okay, as we try to help our teenagers deal with theirs, because like I said in my last video, sadness brings out the deep sadness in others. Anger often triggers anger. Doesn't it, friends? Right? As teens openly express their anger and frustration, I find myself feeling angry at times. Do you? Or when other people are around, if you just think about it, like when other people come to you and they're so angry and they're just, going off, it's like that anger rubs right off on you and you're angry with them or even angry at them for being so angry. Kind of can go either way or maybe a combination of both. But anger does trigger anger. So I got to be aware of my own reservoir of anger that I got going on, and I need to lastly work on expressing my own anger. It's that age-old thing that a lot of us know, especially us growing up in these 80s, 90s, all that psychology of, first, it's hard to encourage others to do something that we aren't ourselves doing. I don't even know where that 80s, 90s thing came from. That was weird, but whatever. Oh, friends. Yeah, it's hard to encourage others on some shit you ain't even doing yourself, right? And if we want to encourage teenagers to deal with anger, we need to be proactive about navigating that emotion our own damn selves, right? Right? And don't be fooled. Teens are watching. People are watching. Don't be fooled. We seem to know when people are being authentic and real with us, right? So don't forget, others know when we are not being real or authentic either. Yeah, teenagers know. They know. They're smart. They are. And they're looking for authenticity. They are. Just remember that. They really are. You need to be the real thing. You need to be honest, straightforward, and caring. Yep, we do. We do. And be honest with them. Like, hey, I got a lot of anger too, and I'm not doing too great working on my anger. So let's just try to do this together then. Just say that then, if you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Just be real and authentic with your teenager. Have no agenda except to just be with them and their stuff. All of our hidden agendas, they get in the way, don't they? They come and so, yeah. So we kind of need to clear out our own hearts as their parents, friends, whoever we are to that grieving teen. Just clear out the heart and just literally have no agenda, but just to be with them in their stuff. Like with my last video, there's no fixing this. There's no fixing, right? And just work hard on my own issues when I'm able to. Because there's some days I just can't do it at all. Period. But just keep taking it to God, you know. These things I feel earn their trust. Yeah, it's what I'm experiencing. Anger. I'm going to end with this, friends. Remember, anger is a natural and common emotion in grief. Okay? Dealing well with our own anger can be a key to helping teenagers process theirs. And I admire them, and as I see them processing their anger and their sadness and expressing it, it gives me courage to do the same for me with my anger and sadness. So, well, brothers and sisters, be well today, and God bless you, and I will see you on my next video. Be well.